Good morning, little nerds, and welcome to Pillow Talk Derm, where we do this thing every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Who the hell am I? I'm Dr. Shereene Idriss, a board-certified dermatologist, and welcome to my YouTube channel. We cover all things skincare, beauty, you name it, right here, right now at 10 a.m. If you're new, subscribe, like the video, follow along, and if you're old, we still love you. For those of you wondering, I am coming to you guys from one of my favorite hotels in New York City. I'm not being paid by them. In fact, I paid for this room because yesterday we had one of the funnest photo shoots in this room involving turkeys and things that I cannot give away too much of for a launch happening in January. So very, very excited. It is a gorgeous room. If you guys want to take a look, let me know what you think about the coral wallpaper because I am currently decorating my apartment. Curious what your thoughts are. So with that being said, we're going to keep it nice and tight. It has been 4 years that I have been doing YouTubes for and with all of you guys. 4 years, December 2020 is when I started officially showing up every week. And I think since then we've only missed 5 or 6 Saturdays in total, which is a huge accomplishment. And so to celebrate our 4 years and the end of 2024, I wanted to do a best of 2024 video where we go through various categories and products, some of the favorites, some that really deserve a mention. Once again, in case you have glossed over it and you are looking to try something. But without further ado, we're going to jump in, starting with dry skin. Then we're going to go into oily skin, hyperpigmentation, redness, fine lines and wrinkles, hair loss, and then a few unsexy products. So starting with dry skin, 3 products. Number 1 is the Clarins Cryo Flash Instant Lift Effect. I know it's expensive at $80, but the reason I love this particular product is twofold. Number 1, it does give a tightening and lifting effect. I know it's not real, but it's there. When you see your skin, you look firmer, you look dewier, etc. But number 2, obviously the cooling effect. Now it has a menthol derivative. If you are sensitive to menthol, this may not be for you, but it has a menthol derivative in it that has been shown to cool your skin. I think something like 7 degrees. I don't know where I read that. I may be making that up. Don't quote me on it. But it is a beautiful product for 2 reasons. Long flights, amazing. I went to Singapore this past summer and I used it throughout the flight and my skin was hydrated and just dewy by the time we landed. I used it on top of many other things. I think I shared that reel on YouTube Shorts, so you guys can find it. I'll try to link it below. But number 2, if you're somebody who gets hot flashes, if you're perimenopausal, if you're postmenopausal, or if you just get hot flashes, it is a great product. I know for $80 you don't want to waste it, but it cools longer than like a Vicks Vapor Rub does. So put it on the back of your neck or alongside your faces to kind of keep it cool and calm. Number 2 is Beauty of Joshan. I've always told you guys never to buy K-Beauty sunscreens off of Amazon. Apparently now they're pulling back, so you're not really able to find them as easily. I think you have to make sure you're buying it from a licensed distributor. That's why I've always linked Stylevana. I'm going to link them below. Olive Young is a department store, I believe, in Korea that I've bought products from. I'm also going to link them below. For $10, this sunscreen also doubles up as a nice moisturizer, especially if you have dry skin. It is a beautiful product, can't be beat. I think it's cheaper than McDonald's nowadays, and it is fragrance-free and there's no HA. And number 3, I would be doing myself a disservice because I created this product for this particular reason. If you have dry skin with sensitive eyes and you're looking for a cleanser that doesn't burn your eyes but keeps your skin hydrated, this one is it, the Dr. Idriss Soft Wash. It is glycerin based and it has been created with an ingredient which is the same ingredient as contact lens solutions, so you can use it to wash your eyes. Clinically proven to remove makeup and sunscreen. I don't double cleanse anymore. I just use the cleanser. I warm it up with water on dry skin. I apply it, get a wet washcloth, and then I work it into my eyes while opening my eyes. And then I wash my face and I am done. So it has been a game changer for me and it keeps your skin hydrated. If you have oily skin and you're on the other end of the spectrum and you're looking for a really nice sunscreen, Kiehl's Better Screen for $43 is a very lightweight SPF. They call it a serum, but you should still use it last in your routine. It is an SPF of 50 and it has 2 types of tripeptides, palmitoyl tripeptide 1 and 7, to reduce inflammation and stimulate collagen, and it does not have any greasy effect. It has no fragrance and it is very lightweight and I love it. The only thing that's tricky with serum like sunscreens is the amount that you're using. 2 full fingers and go to town. Number 2 is Sovi Pavit's Mandelic Clearing Serum. Now this is a chemical exfoliant. It is an AHA, it's not a BHA, so you might think, wait, but I have oily skin. The reason I like this one is because mandelic acid is a very gentle AHA. And so if you are somebody who is oily, you could use this almost every night and not completely ruin your skin barrier because it is very gentle and it is fragrance free. So I would tell you to try this one if you're looking for an AHA because you don't sit well with BHAs like salicylic acid. Now, moving on to hyperpigmentation and discoloration. We have 4 products, 2 of which you probably know, but we're gonna start with what you don't know. These are sunscreens that I basically are equal in my mind because they're both made by L'Oreal. We have Kiehl's and La Roche-Posay's. Kiehl's Auto Tone Skin Discoloration Treatment, SPF 30. I don't know what La Roche-Posay called theirs, but I'm going to link it below. Both of these sunscreens are made by their mother company, and they both have their mother company's proprietary ingredients, also known as melasyl, aka tumor captonicotinoyl glycine, which helps to minimize how you produce melanin. So it's going to help even out your skin tone and minimize hyperpigmentation. So it's a sunscreen that helps with minimizing hyperpigmentation. There's no white cast. One is for $50, one is for $30, I believe. So pick your pick and go to town, but they're both owned by L'Oreal. And that's why they both have the melasyl in it. Number 2 is, or 3, depending on how you look at that, is Timeless Vitamin C at $24. It is a 10% active vitamin C L-ascorbic acid with vitamin E and ferulic acid. I hate the word dupe, but one would say it's a dupe of SkinCeuticals CE ferulic, but the ascorbic acid is lighter than theirs. It's a great price point, and people love vitamin C, but L-ascorbic acid, which is the active form of vitamin C, can be irritating for many, hence why I don't necessarily recommend it, especially if you have hyperpigmentation, because you don't want to make the hyperpigmentation worse. And therefore, that is why I created the Major Fade Active Seal, which is a moisturizer with vitamin C, but the ester form of vitamin C, also known as tetrahexyl ascorbate, which is better geared for people with sensitive skin. So if you are somebody who has hyperpigmentation, but you're prone to irritations and you don't want to get more inflamed, this is a 2-in-1 moisturizer for $58. Yes, it is my brand, but that is why I made it, because I see people with discoloration, hyperpigmentation, and I do believe it is the #1 sign on your skin that makes you look tired, older, etc. If you're looking for a real powerhouse hyper serum for discoloration, it's the Major Fade Hyper Serum. It is a serum that is loaded in actives like kojic acid, arbutin, licorice root. There is niacinamide, but not more than 5%. And there's an ingredient in there called diglycosyl gallic acid, which minimizes that first form of redness that happens with hyperpigmentation, which then gets rid of the PIH that can form. It's a powerhouse glow pen, and it has an instant illuminating effect. Now, by the way, refills are available on our website. If you already have the pen and you've fallen in love, you can get the refills off of our website, so you don't always need to buy the pen and just get the cartridge. If you have redness, which is a second problem that a lot of people have and they don't fully understand until they've treated it, these are my top 3 products for you. One is a sulfur cleanser, and that's Kate Somerville's Eradicate Cleanser for $44. It is a 3% sulfur cleanser. Could the sulfur be a tiny bit higher? Yes, it could, but you guys sold this one out earlier, and it is a great cleanser to use, especially if you have sebaceous filaments, meaning your pores on your nose are getting constantly quote unquote clogged. They look like blackheads, but they're not quite blackheads. If you're somebody who gets very red, using something that is sulfur based over time can minimize redness. So it's not going to be an instant redness relief, but it can help minimize your redness over time, and it can help minimize that oiliness as well on your skin if you are oily. But if you're looking for something to minimize redness over time, because that is the name of the game, consistency over intensity and long term, but you also want something that is reducing redness in the moment, the depuffer is really great. It is great for flushing. It helps to minimize the look of puffiness and redness, especially puffiness, very fast. So you guys can roll on this serum on your face and go to town. Doing it twice a day over the course of a month has been shown to minimize the redness in our clinical study that was done by a third party. It has arnica in it, as well as centella and niacinamide, but there is no fragrance in it. If you are somebody who is sensitive to fragrance, there's no fragrance in it. It has a scent, but there is no fragrance, and the smell that you're smelling is actually the arnica. And then azelaic acid is one of those ingredients that's great to use if you're prone to redness, especially at the over-the-counter percentage. If you have pigmentation, I say go for the prescription at 15%. This is where more is better. But if you are prone to just redness, the over-the-counter is good enough. And at 10%, Paula's Choice has her azelaic acid booster. It does have a little bit of a azelaic acidy scent to it, which is not my favorite, but it is a staple and a go-to for redness. It calms inflammation, it has antioxidant protection in it, and it can help minimize the look of dilated blood vessels, especially if you have rosacea. Which leads me to fine lines and wrinkles. As we get older and we get wiser, we get crappier and creepier. So what are my favorite products? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 in our roundup, starting with number 1, a drugstore easy buy Eucerin coenzyme Q10 for $12. It's a drugstore moisturizer with coenzyme Q10, which is a powerful antioxidant that boosts collagen production and reduces photo damage. It also has vitamin E and beta carotene in it. You will not look like a carrot, it will not turn you orange, but those are great antioxidants to have as a boost with the coenzyme Q10. Number 2 is an expensive one. So I'm gonna give you guys a little hack on how to test it out if you wanna buy it. But it's Allies of Skin Multi-Peptide and Growth Factor Advanced Lifting Serum. It has 3% growth factor complex, which is their complex that is meant to enhance skin repair and strengthen your barrier function. And it has a 9% lifting peptide complex, another complex made out of multiple peptides that improve the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, okay? So it is very expensive. But I will tell you, I think when you guys are testing out very expensive products that have these claims of helping fine lines and wrinkles, test it on areas where your skin is thin. Like take a tiny bit and just focus on your under eyes. And then this product will last a very, very long time, and you'll be able to tell if your under eyes look better. Because nobody will want to do a split face study, which is really the only way you can test a product is by just using it on half of your face and not on the other half. But then again, sometimes one half is worse than the other. I'm sorry if I am lisping today, more so than usual. My throat is really irritated and hurting, but it's okay. So instead of doing a split face, right? Like for example, my pigment is worse on my right side than my left side. So therefore, if you want to test something out, you should really test it on one side, but because it is worse, how do you know if it really got better? So instead, I'm telling you guys to test it out for the wrinkles and the crepiness on your under eyes, because that should usually be equal in terms of crepiness. Number 2, you can also test it out on your neck, because this is not a retinol, it's not going to irritate your neck, and people get very crepey right here, and this is probably the hardest part of the face, neck, chest area to treat, even with lasers and devices. So if it makes a difference, then you know that it's going to work for the rest of your face. The third product is a much cheaper product at $22. It is e.l.f. Skin Youth Boosting Advanced Night Retinoid Serum. It is a great beginner's retinol because it has 1% gram-active retinoid and 0.06% retinol with antioxidants. So it is a good drugstore beginners. And then number 4 is an exfoliating mask. My mask with glycolic acid. Glycolic acid, and the brand will never be able to claim this, but as somebody who is not the brand, I'm talking about glycolic acid in general, regardless of Dr. Idriss products or L'Oreal or whatever. Glycolic acid as an ingredient has been shown to boost collagen over time. So for me, it is one of those exfoliating acids that I think is a must in a quote-unquote anti-aging skincare routine, because you want glycolic acid. It's the smallest AHA, so it can work the deepest, especially if you don't get irritated by it, in your routine a couple of times a week to help not just with the exfoliating process, the brightening process, but in the very long run, hopefully helping with your collagen production as well. So the flash mask itself will never claim to boost collagen because it becomes a drug claim, and so a brand can never claim that, but the science part of things says that, if that makes sense. But it has 15% glycolic acid, 3% lactic acid, and tranexamic acid as well. So they work together. It is spicy the first couple of minutes that you put it on, but the spiciness eventually fades as your pH acclimates, and eventually your skin can look beautiful when you wash it off. You already have beautiful skin, but you know what I'm saying. Then we have hair loss. So I have been on a hair journey. I have documented it. You guys have YouTube videos watching me document it over time. I've tried many things, and I think I finally cracked it for myself this year. It definitely, minoxidil pills have helped, PRP in office have helped, but from the over-the-counter products that I would pick for you guys, because I can't tolerate Rogaine foam, my scalp gets very irritated, I think I get a reaction to it, are 2 things. One is Living Proof Scalp Care Density Serum. I love this serum because your hair does not look greasy the next day. You can use it every night and your hair does not look like it has product in it, like the Rogaine would make my hair look tight or dry or poofy or just not appealing. So it just kind of vanishes and does a beautiful job while supposedly help minimizing the appearance of gray hair. I have yet to see the gray hair claim. I have been under a lot of stress and there's like a patch that I hide. It definitely does help with the density, I think, in combination with everything else that I've been doing. Number 2 is Nizoral Anti-Dandruff Shampoo at 14 bucks. There's ketoconazole in it. It's an active that helps with dandruff, but that has also been shown to help with your hair by inhibiting the effects of DHT on your hair follicles, so minimizing their fallout. I apply it to my scalp. I usually let it sit for a couple of minutes before washing it off, really for that hair loss effect, not so for the dandruff effect. All right, so some more unsexy products that we can include in this roundup because I think they deserve a place in the best of 2024. Diaper rash cream, obsessed with triple paste, obsessed with the fact that they approached me because I was obsessed. And it was honestly the only sponsorship for a skincare company that I ever jumped on. I said yes, because I am obsessed and because I thought it was funny that it's a butt paste company. But the fact that this stuff is so good and great for your face, for your skin barrier, you're gonna look like a ghost. No, it's not cosmetically elegant, but it does the job. I love it. If you have a baby, I think try it out, but just definitely do not double dip. Do not use the jar that you've used on your baby's butt because that might be contaminated. Just get a squeezy tube for your own face, okay? Number 2, Hibiclens. Hibiclens is a hexidine gluconate. It is used for surgical procedures to help decontaminate the area. We tell patients to wash their body in Hibiclens 2 to 3 days prior to a surgery, especially the area that it's going to get cut, like if you're getting a breast surgery or a C-section or whatever it is. But you have to make sure that you do not get this on your eyes or your ears. Why is it on my best of 2024? Because it works great for butt knee, especially if you have a folliculitis on your butt or if you have a back knee. It can work there as well. But just make sure that you do not get it near your eyes or your ears, and it can be drying. But the reason I prefer it to benzoyl peroxide is because it doesn't bleach your towels. Number 3, I gave this product a rebrand this year, okay, with the way that I say this, and now I'm confused as to how you say it, bacitracin or bacitracin, whatever it is better than Neosporin. It is my go-to antibiotic of choice when it comes to over-the-counter antibiotics for any scrape, cuts, or burns, because it is much less irritating than Neosporin. However you choose to say it is up to you and your linguistic skills, okay? And number 4, this is a still under the radar goodie, ivermectin. It is a cream that is used for lice, but it can work beautifully if you have rosacea and if you have the Demodex mite living on your face. If you get a lot of blemishes and redness and you feel this on your skin, like I'm not saying those are the Demodex mites, but like your skin feels like a little bit irritated, itchy, ivermectin can be one of your favorite, most underrated drugstore products to try on your face. Can definitely help. And there you have it, the best of 2024. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys are enjoying the holiday season and not getting too stressed out by all the scheduling. And I hope you guys have a beautiful Saturday. Let me know if there's anything I missed or what that was best on your 2024 list. I'll see you guys next week.